Hello blokes, I'm indoors today. What I want to do, I've got my coffee set I normally take with me. But I've got this lovely, actually before we go any further, this lovely little folding mug that I was given for Christmas from my lovely family. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's by pure coincidence and accident. These containers that I got for me coffee and sugar fit nicely with that. With the American plastic spoon, what I want to do is make a containment device of some sort so that keep all these together, stop them rattling about in the pannier or the rucksack, whatever I'm carrying them in. So my aim is to turn some of this into one of these, a gear bag. So watch this space. So material of choice, I've got the remains of an old, that was a cheapo hammock off of eBay. It was cheap for a reason, it ripped. First time I used it, it ripped. So yeah, I ended up, rather than binning it, I've kept the fabric because I thought, well, you never know, it might be useful. The mosquito net mesh that came with it, that is now doubling up as bug-proof mesh over some of my vegetables in the vegetable garden. So nothing goes to waste. I've got some of this. Now this is green ripstop nylon. You buy this, it comes as 1.5 metre width and you can buy it per metre off the internet, places like eBay, Amazon, and I think Temu as well. I think they do that. I haven't used Temu. Well, I have recently just used Temu. I've not used it before. I did an order with Temu recently, and the stuff's arrived. I will do a separate review of that because some of the stuff was quite interesting, quite keenly priced. So anyway, we're digressing. So yeah, this is ripstop nylon. This lot came off Amazon, I think it was. It's about something like £7, £5 or £7 a metre. But as I say, it comes in 1.5 metre widths. I was going to use this for a fly sheet to go with the tarp, because I was keen on using the tarp in a tarp tent configuration, and there's a video on the internet somewhere, someone made a fly sheet to go over the entranceway, so you've got a bit of extra protection there. And I was going to do that, but I never got around to it. But it's coming useful for other stuff. I've already made a couple of bags, as you've seen. So yeah, this is the fabric I'll be using. This is the stuff of choice. So let's get measuring up and we'll get cutting and stitching. So we've got a bit of our material cut off, roughly about the width I want it. So I'll now move that to there. Tuck the spoon in. So roughly, I've got tailor's chalk, so we'll make a little mark with tailor's chalk just where we want the end of it to be. Now, a little bowl, roughly the right size, round the ends off. This is going to be the bottom piece of the bag. We'll mark that off. Do a better job than that. There we go. We'll just, oops, put that there. Right, so that'll be ready for cutting. Decent sharp scissors. Now we want to smooth edge there. There we go. So we've cut our panel out. As I say, that will form the bottom of the bag. And I've done that oversized because obviously you're going to have an overlap where the stitching goes along the edge. So it will be smaller once it's all stitched together. So do make sure you've allowed for an overlap. Unfortunately, I've only got a massive measuring stick to hand, but we want to measure the sides of the bag now. I reckon I want to allow 10 inches. Maybe even more than that, maybe 12. No, I reckon 10. Once it's stitched and you get the drawstring bit stitched in over the top, it's going to be another inch. So that's going to be fairly tight. Yeah, 10 inches would be about right, I reckon, for that. So we'll measure a bit of fabric out and cut it off. Right, so we've got a bit of fabric. I've actually cut that strip of fabric 11 inches wide rather than 10 that I said earlier. Now, what we want to do is make sure that we've got sufficient fabric to go all the way around the edge of this. Which I think we have. So I'll just cut that. Ensure that there's sufficient length all the way around. Yeah, should be more than enough there. That's that. Got a bit left over, yep, so I'll leave that the full length because what we'll do is we'll stitch it all the way around and then cut it off to the right width once it's stitched to the bottom. And we'll go from there. Right, next step. Well, so what we want to do, I'm a total novice at this, so bear with me. There's people who are needlework experts that will probably be screaming at what I'm doing. Anyway, I've got a long edge. Make sure I've got the right edge. And what I want to do is I just want to pin the two seams together where I'll be stitching, just so it makes my life easier. Hoping that's right. Hang on. I'll put the pins in right along that bloody edge. I'm hoping I've got this. So the general idea, with any luck, would be to ensure that it's all tacked into position first, ready for when I stitch it, so there won't be any wonky stitching edges, and hopefully the material won't slip while I'm stitching it and possibly miss. So basically, yeah, I've got to pin it all the way around. It's going to be tricky because this obviously you've got a curved edge there. Well, it's much easier to stitch straight edges, but yeah, we'll pin that and we'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so it's all pinned and we're all lined up on the machine. Let's get the foot tread all ready and steady as we go, we'll start stitching, shall we? So steady as we go. Stitching, yeah, I hope so. Just take it steady, guide it through. Oh no, we're caught up there, what's happened? Right. Move that a little bit. Make sure when you move it about that the needle's down so it doesn't drop the stitch. Alright, let's try that. I think the pin's got wedged under the bloody... Alright. So lift it up a little bit. There we go. Whoopsie daisy, hang on, yeah, we're still on there. You'll be very careful to avoid the pins because you don't want obviously don't want to break the needle. And that's that down. That's down. Lift that up a little bit. I want it to be. So curved bits are the most awkward bits to do. Looks like we've got a straight edge there. So that should be a straight run through. Keep it as straight as possible. Lucky this ripstop fabric has got like a crisscross pattern on it, so you can use the lines of the pattern as a guide for you. Right, so we've got our bottom sewn in, and as you see I've got quite an overlap here of fabric, so what I'll need to do is now carefully measure this off. Just put those up against each other, then we'll mark it up and cut it off so it's the right length. So yeah, that'll be the next job. Right, so cut off to length. What I'm going to do now, before I stitch the side up, I will hem the edge there where the drawstring is going to go in and get that stitched up, because otherwise it's going to be an absolute pig to do. Oh, it's going to be difficult enough as it is. I should have done that when it was flat really, but never mind. So yeah, I'll pin that and hem it and crack the mow. Oh, oh wait, there. Do. So we've got a double row of stitching along there, and now we're going to just tie it off at the end there. So I've got to go a bit there. Then we go across at an angle. One more. Oh. Lift. Should put a shorter stitch in there really, never mind. And come back across that way at an angle. Do it. We've now got, you can see, it's not the neatest job, but there you go. So I've got to try and thread my lump of paracord through this. So I've just got a bit of paracord, cut it to length, sealed the ends off in the usual manner. Just heat them up till they melt. Just stops them fraying at the ends. So we can feed this through. Might be lucky. It's going. If you leave a big enough loop there on the fabric, gives you a bit of room to push the cord through. Seems to be going. What you can do sometimes if you just ruffle it up like that, you knit the end of the cord, pull the fabric that way, same again, ruffle it up, ruffle it up. Ta-da. So that's the paracord through there. We then have the lovely job straighten him out a little bit, stitching that seam there. I've just got to stitch that up nice and straight. Hopefully I've got my measurements right and it all lines up nicely. It looks like it does. Stitch there. Oh, I want to go the other way, don't I? Really silly. That way. That way. Double stitch it. Ooh, getting carried away there. Just tie it off at the end. All across there. Doing that, we think is that. Got off our loose threads here. There we go. Better. Do we need to trim that up much? I don't think we do, no. Right, now, moment of truth. Turn it inside out and see what we got. Hopefully, a bag. That thread off there. Not bad, that's the job. And we've got somewhere over here one of these little babies. This just goes on your paracord. Thread them through. Generally tend to knot these together. It just gives you a hanging loop, and there you go, securing loop there for your toggle. Right, see if our coffee set fits in there. So there you go, another kit bag to add to the collection. Now I've made this one a little bit bigger. As you'll see, it's got the coffee kit, little pot, spoon, coffee making gear, the cup. I've also added a bottle of hot chocolate mix, the old hot chocolate powder, and another one for milk. These are great little bottles, these. I got them off eBay. I think they're about £1 a bottle, something like that. But they're a sort of polythene, what it is, PET, whatever you call it. HDPE, there we go. High density polyethylene. Come with this little cap that literally clicks in place and doubles up as a seal as well. Once your cap is screwed on, that seals that nice and tight, and that's not going to leak. So, oh, he chucks it around. So yeah, get this in the bag. That'll fit in the rucksack of the bicycle panniers. There's ones I've made previously. One here for the Zebra Billy can, and the US Army kit, the dish and frying pan kit, mess tin kit, whatever you call it. Again, same thing, just a drawstring paracord with the toggle. Similar one I've made up from a cast iron frying pan. And the first one I made for my little kettle kit. Slightly different fixing on this one, or secure, whatever you call it, fastening. This was the first one, so it's not the greatest effort in the world. But I've just sewn in some tape with a couple of those little snap fasteners, snap buckles. Similar to a dry bag, you just roll it over and snap it shut. And it keeps everything dry and secure. But that's my Lixada stainless steel cup with the gas stove in there, and there's a gas canister on top there. That just keeps it all nice and neat and tidy. So all I need to do, pick it up, sling it in the bag. So it's quite satisfying and rewarding to do these. Very therapeutic, to be honest with you. It's nice, that satisfaction of making something yourself and it actually working out quite well. It's not always the case, as can be seen. Sometimes it goes wrong. You see there, hasn't worked out too well. That was one of my earliest attempts. Wow. And it still do the job, it'll get used for something, I'm sure. And where are we? Another cock up. Don't stitch the bottom nicely. Didn't allow enough fabric for the sides. It's a bit short, but the fabric will be reused for something else anyway. So yeah, it's quite nice. You know, considering what those bags cost. You know, you could spend a fortune and you can't guarantee they're going to be exactly the right size you want. Whereas with that, you can measure them up to suit, you can make them to suit. And say, like I've done with the little pot set here. You know, I couldn't buy one to fit those, so just made it up. Right, not the best stitching job in the world, but it does for me. So that's that for another video. So yeah, if you've enjoyed it, give us a like, drop a comment in the comments box below. Yeah, perhaps a few ideas, and you know, maybe you can point me in the right direction towards my needlecraft skills and whatnot. Yeah, few things lined up. It's going to be a bit slack this winter month regarding videos. I've got a lot of stuff going on that I want to get done around the house and the garden, so there'll be less time spent outdoors as such, doing that sort of stuff. Hopefully when the weather warms up, sort of March time, I reckon we'll be getting out more. Get out on a bike a few more times, get a few more trips under the belt, maybe do some more bike camping. And yeah, so yeah, don't worry if you don't see many videos in the next month or two. It's it's because I'll be busy doing other stuff. So oh yeah, I have got one coming out actually. I've got some Temu stuff I've ordered which is being delivered this week. So it's the first time I've used Temu. So it'll be interesting to see what quality and how useful the stuff is that I've ordered. So we'll do a little video on that. But yeah, until then, well, I'll say goodbye. Goodbye.